let us all observe our respective religions. Thank you. So, Zikra, Assalamu alaikum. Are you there?
Salam, Farha. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. So, Zikra, haven't you joined in any clubs in the university yet?
No, because I feel like I won't be able to concentrate on my studies if I join those things.
Come on. Else, what will you have to add to your LinkedIn profile one day?
LinkedIn? What's that? What's its profile about?
Okay. So, with knowing or without knowing, I think you have ended in the correct platform. So, by the end of the session, I think you'll get a very big, vast idea on what's LinkedIn and what's a LinkedIn profile. So, a very good evening for all of you, and a warm welcome to all of those who are behind the screen. And we have united here under the same screen to keep the first step to secure our seat in this competitive landscape. Yes, we are here to explore the art of crafting of our own CV that not only showcases our skills but also tells a powerful narrative of our powerful journey. So, ladies and gentlemen, and students and scholars, I'm pleased to introduce to the personal branding session under the project Spark Excitement, hosted by the Muslim Majlis, University of Pera. So, Zikra, I think it's the time to give an official welcome. It's over to you, Zikra.
Thank you, Farha. A wonderful evening to everyone, and I warmly welcome you all to the event you've been anticipating, the personal branding session under the Project Spark Excitement hosted by the Muslim Majlis, University of Peradeniya. It's an honor to me to heartily welcome our resource person, Mr. Dilip Ranura Pereira, Senior Executive of Human Resources in Fortitude Private Limited, who graciously accepted our invitation to join us today. He is a proud product of the Faculty of Management, University of Peradeniya, who has completed his BBA, majoring in Human Resource Management with a second upper. He then earned his master's in business administration from the University of Colombo, also completing the certificate level in business accounting at SEMA. Overall, he's a highly accomplished individual ready to sacrifice his precious time on behalf of all of us. And also, dear executive committee members of the Muslim Majlis and dear participants, while appreciating your keen interest, I warmly welcome you all to this special event of revealing the unique brand within you to the world outside. For that, I kindly invite Mr. Dilip Ranur Pereira to initiate the session.
Thank you very much, Farah and Azra, for the introduction. And I'm happy to be back doing a session for Pera students that actually I have taught some of y'all when you all are at management faculty, but there are a lot of new faces and new students, I believe. So first of all, I would like to say this is not a typical lecture or this is not a typical discussion class that we used to have, or this is not a typical workshop that we are going to have. I don't have any presentation slides, and what I have is like 2 banners to show you all, and it will be a like mind map for you all to refer and develop your CV as well as your LinkedIn profile. So apart from that, I will like practically show you how to develop your CV using certain softwares, and especially using artificial intelligence. And we need to grow with the technology, and I will use AI to groom our CV. And yeah, so and also I will show you about LinkedIn profiles and how to create it in a attractive manner, and also how to maintain it properly, right? So creating LinkedIn profile would not be enough to get a good job, so you need to always update and you need to maintain it. So we'll discuss about those things. So starting with let me share a few images with y'all. Oops. Okay, so I have sent 2 pictures in the chat, which I will be explaining during my session. So I will share my screen also. To start with, right. So I hope my screen is visible to you all, and this is audible. Can someone confirm?
Yes, sir. We can hear and see as well.
Great.
मैं हाँ बोल विकी क्या बात कर रहा है यार तू एक काम कर
पिज्जा हट के ऑल न्यू पैन पिज्जास, बाहर से क्रिस्पी, अंदर से सॉफ्ट और टेस्ट ऐसा कि रुका ना जाए।
Right. So I'm not from Pizza Hut, and I'm not going to promote pizza here. But what I want you all is to learn something from that. So I hope you see 2 different pizzas there, and which one is more attractive? It is obviously the Pizza Hut one. So how it got attracted, and why the person who was like sitting next to that particular person who is eating that pizza wanted to eat that pizza? It's because the branding, right? So your workshop series goes as personal branding. So in order to ensure proper personal branding, you need to have a proper CV as well as proper LinkedIn account. And that's how you can attract people, and you can make sure that everyone who will go through your CV will give you an opportunity for an interview, right? So as a as industry personnel, I know like how many CVs we get per day and per month, right? So we can't go through each and every CV and read the entire CV to capture the best candidate sometimes. So at that moment, what we do is like we skim through the CV, and when we like skim through it, we understand, okay, this CV is like outstanding and we should give a try to this candidate. So then what we do is we immediately schedule an interview and give that opportunity for them. So in order to be that candidate, you need to present yourself properly, like Pizza Hut did, right? So you need to add some extra corn, you need to add some extra cheese, and make your CV more attractive to grab any opportunity in the industry, right? So starting with CV writing. So I would like to hear from you all, like you want to start with CV writing or LinkedIn profile creation or profile optimization? What do you all prefer? And also, this is not a lecture. I again repeat, if you are hungry, you can eat, and while eating, you can listen to this conversation. Like this is just a conversation I want to have with y'all to give you some tips. If you're not interested in learning about CV writing and LinkedIn optimization at the moment, it's totally fine. You can like watch TV while attending to this. But later on, one day, when you need to create your CV and need to create your LinkedIn account, you will definitely come back, or like you will listen to this conversation again and create your CV. Your preference is both okay, right? So then we'll start with CV writing, and let me share you some tips on it, and then show you how to practically do it. So when it comes to CV writing, first step is structure and format, right? So when you're developing your CV, students, make sure you have a standard structure which contains like basic information section and your contact details, your profile, and your work experience, education, and skills and references. So this is like typical thing that you all might aware, right? So this is the content or the format or the structure of your CV. And second thing, content and information. So what you need to ensure is tailoring your CV to each job application that you are going to job advertisement that you are going to put your CV, right? So that is very important because different jobs need different skills and they need different people, like, so you need to make sure that your CV matches with the respective job application or like job opening which is available in the company. That is very important. And skills and keywords. So what are the skills you need to mention and what are the keywords that you need to mention in your CV because of this ATS, applicant tracking systems. Now we are keep on automating certain functions, and recruitment itself is automated. So in order to capture your CV to a particular position, initial screening will be done by ATS or applicant tracking system. So how they capture your CV is by identifying keywords. So I will show you. So you might question like, how can I find the keywords in advertisement and how to develop my CV as per the advertisement? Like you might have several questions, but I will make sure to answer all those questions. So I'll quickly go through this and move on to the practical side. And next step I will be explaining is education and certification that you need to include in your CV. So make sure to present your education and your certifications and your professional development engagement in a clear manner. And also all these things should be relevant to your application, your respective job you're applying. For an example, if you apply for a what do you call HR executive position, if you have undergone any military training, if you put that military training into your CV, it will not add much value to your CV because you are not going to shoot employees when you get recruited to that particular company, right? So that's why we need to tailor your CV according to the company requirements and according to the job opening. And then additional sections. So whenever you feel like I have done certain volunteering work or I have certain publications which is relevant to this job, you can add that, right? So that is why we need additional sections. So make sure to add those additional sections when required. And lastly, most important thing, right? So when I teach some of the undergraduates, I always tell them, proofread your CV with ELTU. Go develop your profile again, right? So I give certain advices like you need to always proofread and edit your CV before sending it to a company, right? So one good question that employer might ask is, under your skills, you are telling you have like very professional skills in English language, but when they go through your CV, they see a lot of grammar mistakes. So can they believe you? Can they give you an opportunity to work in that particular company? Obviously not, right? So that is why you need to ensure you need to proofread and edit your CV properly before sending it to a company. And lastly, I will tell you how to utilize AI to refine and craft your CV in an attractive manner and which is very professional and useful manner. Right. So we have successfully spent 15 minutes. So let me start sharing how to do it. Right. Oops. Okay. So I hope how many of y'all are currently using Canva? I think most of y'all might be using it. Right. So first thing what you need to do is there are certain websites that you can use, but I prefer Canva and I maintain my CV in Canva. I will show you later on how I maintain it. So it's very simple, right? So and now like earlier we used to spend like hours and hours to develop a CV, but now you can develop your CV within 1 hour. So right after this session, sometimes you might invest a couple of hours and create your own CV. Right. So first, what you need to do is you need to go to Canva and search CV template. Right. So then it will pop up like many CV templates, and choose whatever the CV template that you prefer. Right. So it's up to you. I will be a bit fast, so just tell me if you can't recap anything or if you just miss something. I will go through it again. So starting with, so select any design, and also when you're browsing Canva, there are a lot of paid designs as well as free designs. So better to choose a free design, then you can do all the alterations without any payments or without adding your credit card details or anything. Right. So
Excuse me.
yeah.
By sharing the canvas screen, so
Yes.
we can't see. We
It's
can't
not
see
visible.
it. Yeah, it's not visible.
Yeah, again. I will share my entire screen, then might work. Okay, so is it visible now?
Yes, perfect.
Okay, great. Right. So sorry for that, and thank you for notifying. So go to Canva and search as CV templates. Then browse some CVs and choose the CV that you prefer. Right. So I'll go ahead with this, Olivia Wilson. Right. So then you can customize this template. So if you can recap the first step, what you need to ensure is what? What I explained a few minutes back is the
We should use a standard structure and a format.
yes, of course. Thank you. So when you go through this, you can see it has a standard structure, right? So your image is there, and name, your designation, and contact details, and the profile section, education, expertise, languages, and previous work experience and references. Right? So these are like basic information that you can add in your CV. Right. So then the second question you might have is how to develop this in a proper manner, or like how to add the profile picture, or like how to, what is the professional type of picture. Like, so what I say you is like, always use very professional image. Like, it's not a selfie, it's not a picture taken in a inappropriate background. Right. So for an example, you can't ask your friend to hold a particular bed sheet, and in front of that you can't take a picture. Right. So that's not a proper background. So always make sure to use a proper background, as well as create a proper picture. If you want advice on that, then again I can help you. Right. So you can use BG remove or background remove option, or like website in internet, and you can remove the background and add any particular background you prefer. Right. So there are a lot of options that you can explore and use. So here you can see, like, it's a because she's a graphic designer, this picture is fine, and it looks nice. So then we'll customize this. For an example, we'll use this for Azra. This is a random name, right? Right. So then imagine Azra is a management undergraduate. Right. So then contact details I'm not going to change. And then next question you might have is, like, here you can mention your designation, or if you prefer you can add any title, like if you are an intern or executive, or if you are holding any job position, you can mention that. Or if you doesn't want to include anything, you can omit this, or you can mention couple of things that you do. Like, you can mention you are a HR practitioner, you are a volunteer, or and you are a traveler, or whatever. Right. So it's you create your CV in a very attractive manner, and it should not be similar to everyone. So there is a standard format, but you need to make sure it stand out from others to get the opportunity, right? So when writing your title or whatever, you can always put some interesting things which matches with or like which is needed for your particular job, right? So imagine Astra is searching for an internship, so that is why I have mentioned management undergraduate. And then next question you all might have is how to create this profile, or like how to word this properly, and how to create it. So most of the time you feel like I'm not very fluent in English, so how do I develop this? Where will there be any grammar mistakes or anything? Right. So that is the main concern you might have. So that is why now we have ChatGPT, right? So and when using AI, make sure not to copy paste from AI. Always use AI as a supportive tool and develop it and save your time and revert, refer, rephrase and use it in a clear manner, right? So then what I'm suggesting y'all is use ChatGPT, right? So search ChatGPT, and you can easily log into this, and you can search anything you want using this ChatGPT option, right? So we'll create a quick profile or like quick introduction, short introduction. Oops. Introduction to management undergraduate who is seeking for an internship. Write a short introduction or profile internship. Right. So then it will tailor a particular introduction to you. So this is too long. Three sentences. It's again long. Like so we'll copy paste this content, and we will change it accordingly. Oops, sorry if it's not visible. Right, so it's like this. A diligent and motivated undergraduate pursuing a degree in human resource management, armed with a solid academic background and a genuine passion for business operations and leadership, is actively seeking an internship opportunity to apply the theoretical knowledge in a practical business environment, right? So this is very simple way to create your profile, but make sure not to copy paste. So you always need to rephrase and change it accordingly. In order to save time, I have copy pasted and do certain modifications, but still when you're doing this, don't just copy paste, use it as a supportive tool, and change it and make sure that you're using proper grammar and proper words to develop your profile, right? So that's a simple tip that I can give. And then education section, you again can mention Bachelor of HRM, University of Pera, then year, and here is like 2020 to 2024. And if you have any other degree like Bachelor of Science, University of Colombo, and whatever the year, right? So you can always tailor-made this according to your qualifications. And next thing is expertise or your skills. So how you can create this expertise or how you can identify these skills. So one thing you need to make sure is your CV is aligning with what? The particular job advertisement that you are applying. So imagine Astra is applying for a job advertisement as a HR executive, or I told it's like internship, no? So okay, it's HR related job, right? So then I search job advertisement as HR executive. So then you can see HR executive job opening is there in DSI. So there you can see a job description or like job advertisement that they have published. Right? So look into those descriptions, and then again you can use ChatGPT to identify the skills that you need to mention in your CV. Right? So how to do that? So most of the students might struggle to identify the keywords. Right? So you can again use ChatGPT and get the support. Right? So identify the keywords used in below job advertisement. Right, so these are some key words that they have used, right? So HR and recruitment and HR executive, then responsibilities like recruitment and selection process, onboarding, manpower planning, key performance indicator, training need analysis. So these are certain key terms that ATS or application tracking system will look into, right? So when you apply for this particular job, right? So when you apply for this HR executive job, automatically ATS system will capture these words, right? So if you mention something about onboarding, if you mention something about recruitment, and if you mention something about training need analysis, or if you specifically use these terms, your CV will automatically capture through the system. So that is why we need to incorporate these words in as much as possible in your CV. So for an example, how you can add that is, right? So you should have uh, management skills. We will leave it like that. So digital marketing skills will not added, will be an added benefit for this particular job. So we will remove it and add as like human resource planning, and you need to have negotiation skills and onboarding skills, and communication skills might be captured. So training, so that is why I told like you always need to custom your CV according to the particular advertisement, and also the recruitment skills. When you have these words, what happens is it will capture, and you will get an interview call finally after checking your CV. And we'll see the language requirements. Are there any? Minimum 2 years of experience, age below 35, manufacturing environment, professional qualification, HRM, and human resource management degree. Right. So and here in the education on the education, you can mention you have completed CIPM or whatever relevant qualification, right? So that particular institute. Right, so you can mention that particular institute's name. So then what happens is your CV will get captured, and also work experience. Here again, you need to mention the number of years that you have worked and the company. right? So and your designation and the key responsibilities. So when adding key responsibilities also, make sure that align with the particular job, right? So if you tell like onboarding, so what are the onboarding related experience you have? When you say recruitment, so what are the recruitment related experience you have, right? And also the company and the time period, and also the designation, and whatever the things that you have do. So when it comes to training, so what are the training related experience you have? So that is how we customize our CV to particular job advertisement, right? So apart from that, we need to add the reference section. As you can see, like you can mention your particular referee, and also the company and the designation, as well as contact number and email address, right? So make sure to add both contact number and the email address, because some of the companies, they call directly to your referee and get some feedback about you, and some companies, they drop an email to your referee. So because of that, add both the phone number and email address. And next main thing, or like one of the mistake I have noticed when I have gone through some CVs is like when it comes to your email address, right? So make sure to add your email address in a proper manner. Like don't use any email address that you have created when you are in grade 5. Like for an example, astraangel@gmail.com, right? So or Lukman another began. So Rukman rock at uh, yahoo.com, right? So that, like, don't use any kind of any that kind of email addresses. So be professional, and if you don't have any professional email address, create a professional email address and add that to CV, right? So and also check your mobile number before sending it to a particular company, because when they're calling, if your number is not working, right, so they are not going to send you an email and ask what's your contact number, can I have your proper contact number to reach you. That's, they won't ever do that, because they have very limited time to go through your CV, so they can't utilize more time to find your contact number, right? So go through or check your contact number, and before sending it to a company. And you can add your LinkedIn profile, or especially the LinkedIn profile also, to your CV to give them a broader understanding, or like that will be your detailed CV, right? So this is like one page CV. And when it comes to CV types, I hope you know there are different CVs. One is like what is the difference between CV and resume, if you know? Okay, I don't want to put you in trouble. You can search and learn. Like, so when it comes to CV, it's like very detailed form of document where you have a lot of responsibilities, or where you have a lot of information. But when it comes to resume, it will be one page or maximum 2 pages. So most of the time it will be one page. So it will be very short profile about yourself. So this is typically called as a resume. So and also this consists basic information about your job. If you want to give you extra details, that is where we need your LinkedIn account. So can I see a raise of hands, like how many of y'all have LinkedIn accounts here? Okay, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 11, 12, 15. Okay. Right. So luckily, what I wanted to see is like active participation here, not the people who have LinkedIn accounts. So out of 57, 20 is actively listening. So I'm so more than happy to see that. So then we'll move on to LinkedIn profile optimization. So before that, I want to show y'all my CV, because then you can get some sort of understanding. Right. So this is called, I hope it's visible. Can you see my screen or my CV?
Yes, sir. We can see.
Right. So this is called as academic CV. So what we developed is called, it's like typical resume. It's one page resume to get a job opportunity. But this is called as a CV, which consists a lot of information, or like it consists many information about you and your career and about certain things that you have done. So for an example, when you are choosing or selecting your background itself, it should have a meaning. So when it comes to my CV, it represents our country, where we have a lot of beautiful places. Like we have the beaches and we have beautiful places in the country. And what I wanted to mention is like, I love this country and I wanted to be here. And then you should have a proper professional profile picture, and your CV is not to scare babies to get them feed, right? So your CV is to attract your employer to give you a job opportunity. So put a proper profile picture and also mention your name. And as you can see, I didn't mention anything as title, because I'm going to mention everything in detail in my CV. So, and also you can have a strong profile about yourself, which is custom made for yourself, and it's not directly copy pasted from ChatGPT. So you get an understanding from there and add it properly to your CV. And you can add your personal details and also the skills and qualities that you have. So these skills and qualities, especially the skills, you can change according to the job that you're applying, right? So you can keep on changing it. And also you need to mention about your employment, right? So and when mentioning about the employment, also make sure to mention the company and your designation and the time period, right? So for how long that you have been working in that particular profession, right? So that is very important, and few key responsibilities that you have hold during that particular period, right? So that help you to get captured in this ATS, right? So whenever that's why I use like words like onboarding and working with the employment contracts and background verifications. Like, so those are some keywords that will be captured when you're presenting your CV. And apart from that, as I told earlier, sometimes we can add extra section or additional sections. For an example, research publications. Right? So if you have some publications, it's good to have some detailed publications in your CV. And also you can add your professional qualifications and also the academic qualifications. If you have completed your degree and your masters, and if you have completed any CIPM or whatever the professional qualifications, you can add that. And also you can mention your extracurricular activities you did during your school time and your university time. But then again, I want to highlight that, so don't mention that you were a class monitor when you were at grade 2, right? So don't mention that kind of achievements in your life in your CV. Then you might need to have like 100-page CV to mention each and every position that you have held, right? So when you are grade 1, you might be the class monitor. When you are at grade 2, you might be a particular but subject officer or leader or monitor or whatever. That's, you don't need to mention all of that, but mention the key things or key positions you held, or like key things that you have done, which will be a value adding thing to your particular job. And also mention your referees, right? So mention their name and address if possible, but make sure to mention their mobile number and their email address. And apart from that, this declaration section is very important. So whenever you develop your CV, make sure to uh, admit that you have provided true information and place your signature and also the date, right? So I have received some CVs like they're not updated, and it represented from the date that they have mentioned. Like, so if you have mentioned the date like 6 months back, that obviously shows that your CV is not updated, right? So make sure when you're sending your CV to any company, make sure to update the date and make sure to put your signature and send it, right? So this is just a summary, or like I wanted to give you an understanding how you can mention certain things. And also when mentioning educational qualifications, again you need to if you want to get outstanding, mention specifically like your GPA or your overall grades, and like you can highlight the important facts, right? So what company will prefer or what company will require, right? So always make sure that your CV is giving real meaning. But this is a CV, this is a lengthy CV, this is an academic CV. But if you're applying for corporates, make sure to create 1 page or maximum 2 page CVs and apply, right? So that's about CV writing in a nutshell. Sorry, I was a bit fast, but I hope you get an understanding. So do you all have any questions or any clarifications regarding CV writing, and any questions so far? Or is it clear? Okay, if you all are having dinner or if you all are like watching TVs, just put a thumbs up. That would be enough. I just needed a water break. Right. So then we'll move on to LinkedIn profile creation or optimization. So going back again. Right. So what is LinkedIn? LinkedIn is like professional social media network that you can use to promote yourself or to ensure your personal branding, right? So I'm not going to show you that particular document that I shared, because you already have it and you can go through it and you can get an understanding. But what I will do is, again, I will show you my LinkedIn profile and explain, because I can take someone else's LinkedIn profile, but I feel like it's not good, like it's not ethical to do that. So that's why I'm using my own profile to explain y'all, and I don't need any permissions to do that. And also, this is not any self-promotional campaign. And apologies if you feel uncomfortable looking at my ugly face throughout this session. But this is easy for me. When I have my own profile, it would be easy for me to explain. Right. So how to create your LinkedIn profile in an effective manner? One thing, if I quickly like read out the titles: profile completeness, summary and headline, and network and connections, and content sharing and engagement, and job searching and applications. So those are few key things that I wanted to discuss. And first thing is creating your profile in an attractive manner. When it comes to LinkedIn, it should be very professional. This is not your Facebook account where you can share like your political views and your religious views, or like whatever, like funny memes, right? So this is not the ideal place to do that. So this is very professional place that you need to always share certain value adding things, right? And when it comes to headline, so always make sure to have a picture which is very relevant and which will be very attractive for anyone, right? So when it comes to my cover photo, like what I wanted to make sure is like anyone who is out there is welcome to my profile. So you can go through my profile and you can have a great day, right? So you can enjoy reading about me and you can have a good day. So that is why I wanted to put this kind of picture, like, so you are welcome, so you can sail through my profile and you can enjoy, right? So then add a profile picture, whatever you prefer, and also mention certain titles that you like to mention, like HR practitioner, lecturer, researcher, traveler, sportsman, volunteer, or whatever, right? So whatever the titles you held, you can mention. And also then coming down, analytics, so you can see how many people have viewed my profile. So I'm not a celebrity, and but still I have like 120 views and 38 impressions. Like this is like, I'm not telling like this is good, but this is somewhat enough, and I'm like engaging in these things as well. And also make sure to add about section about you. And what I notice is like some people add too many things about you, right? So LinkedIn is not to boast about yourself, it's to present yourself in an attractive manner, right? So when adding information about yourself, like, so make sure to add a paragraph or two paragraph about you, but don't make it like a essay type thing in here, right? So don't write an essay about you. Right? So you can do that when you're applying visa, or like when you write a personal statement to get any visas or anything that you are planning, right? So but not here. So here give an understanding about yourself in a very brief manner, where anyone who reads get an overall idea about yourself, right? So then you can see activity section, where it shows like what you have done recently, right? So what are the posts that you have been shared, and what are the posts that you have been commented, and images and everything, so what you have done. So it's very important to have this filled with something, right? So I have seen a lot of LinkedIn profiles with no activity, right? So make sure to do something when you're on LinkedIn, right? So like someone's picture, right? So that is called engagement, right? So when you engage more, what will happen is more people will see your profile, right? So more people will get interested about your profile, and they will look at your profile, and you will get more opportunities, right? So whenever you get an opportunity, send some connect request, right? So that's good. So all these people are unknown people to me, so that's why I just sent request. And also you can see the engagements like this, right? So what are the posts that you have shared, right? So it will be represented. So make sure you are sharing as much as possible posts that you can, right? So and also it represent what you believe, and what you read, and what you prefer. So it give an understanding about yourself, and how many comments that you have put, right? So what are the images, right? So what are your reactions, right? So everything is there. So what you liked and what you didn't like, right? So what you liked is there, right? So not what you doesn't like. So make sure to engage and do something when you're using LinkedIn, right? So don't just use it for the sake of using it, right? So going back to the profile, and next thing I wanted to show you all is experience, right? So when adding experience, mention the company or like whatever the job you do, and your designation and time period, so it automatically capture those information, right? So if I edit this, and if I want to add a position, so again, you can see you need to mention your title and employment type, whether it's permanent, full-time, part-time, contract, or whatever, and your company, location type, and start date and end date, whatever, and industry. And it's better if you can give a small introduction also, or like description also about your job, and add specific skills that you have developed when performing that particular role, right? So and also if you have any certificates or any service letters or anything, you can add, right? So for an example, I was a temporary lecturer at University of Pera. So at that time, what I did, so my key duties and responsibilities were like conduct lectures, discussion classes, and then why I have put these subject codes, right? So if I'm planning to apply for any job, and sometime, so in future, your CV will get replaced by your LinkedIn profile, right? So then when you apply for a job, automatically your LinkedIn profile will get screened, and then they will select you for that particular position. So at that point, what I thought was, so if you mention your subjects or like key subject that you have taught, it might be beneficial, like it will get captured under ATS or application tracking system, and it will give you opportunity. So likewise, you don't need to mention all the subjects that you have learned, so you can mention the key subjects that you have learned on your profile, and also some responsibilities you had, and also your appointments and the letters. So whatever needed, you can mention here. And also students, it's very easy if you can maintain everything like this, because whenever needed, if someone wants to get an understanding about you, you just give them your LinkedIn account link, right? So, and let them read about you, right? So that's why. And also on the other hand, this will be a good place for you to store everything, right? So if you have everything on your personal computer in a folder, right? So sometimes if you lost your computer, or if you lose your laptop or whatever, so then it might be very challenging for you to recap. So if you have all the documents at one place, then it will be very easy for you, and the person who is reading about you will be always interested, and it will be easy for them also to get an understanding about you, right? So then as a intern, what I did and my service letter, and as a seasonal intern, what I did and my service letter, right? So these are some information about my work experience, right? So you also can customize your work experience and add. And also I'm yet to add my responsibilities under these two designations to my LinkedIn profile, so I obviously need to do that. Right. So going down education. So when mentioning education, also don't just mention that you have completed your master's in this university, you have completed your bachelor's in this university. So mention the key subjects that you learn. Mention the key courses that you have followed, right? So that will add more value. And also make sure to attach your degree certificate or your transcript or whatever uh, evidence to ensure that you have completed it, right? So why I'm asking you to add these things? Because this adds value. If someone wants to know, okay, he has done Master of Business Administration degree in this particular university. So during the period, what has he learned, right? So then they can see the subjects that I have learned, and it will be very beneficial for them to get an understanding about you. If they want to learn, like, does he has any operations related experience, right? So does he has any business strategy related experience, right? So they can get an understanding if you mention some of the subjects that you completed when you're at uni or you're at your master's level, right? So that's one good thing that you can do. And you can mention all your educational qualifications, right? So with the certificates and everything, then it will be easy for any reader to get you an understanding about you, right? So moving forward, next interesting and important thing is your certifications and licenses, right? So what do you do, right? So when you're having some free time, what would you do, right? So if you have completed some of the LinkedIn courses, you can add them here, right? So in order to do this workshop for y'all, I have completed some LinkedIn courses, right? So I wonder whether it's here. No, I haven't added it, but I did some courses, couple of courses about CV writing and about LinkedIn profile optimization to give you a proper understanding, right? So then I developed my LinkedIn profile and my CV, and then I started giving advice to you, right? So I don't want to be a person who is keep on giving advices to other parties without doing those things by myself, right? So I always tell the things that I do to someone else, right? So do never want to give you some information that I captured from somewhere else again as my knowledge, right? So you do it, you learn it, then you share it. So that's how you can share your knowledge, and that's when you can ensure that everyone can grab any information very effective manner. And then mentions you can, these are like extra sections in your CV, right? So you can add some projects that you have been involved in during your uni or during your master's period or during your school time, right? So then you can mention some of the volunteer work that you did, right? So I have done these things. And also you can mention certain skills that you have developed, right? So and also recommendations. If you have some recommendations from someone else, that would be great, right? So far I haven't received any, unfortunately, but you can request and you can add some recommendations, which is very important section in your LinkedIn profile. So make sure to get some recommendations as well. So you can ask for recommendations from others, and then they will give you a recommendation, and it will appear here. That will be very good when you're applying for jobs. And then you can mention or add your publications and your honors or awards that you have received, and the language fluency, and also your interest, right? So what you are interested on, right? So the people you are interested, and people you are interested in reading about, right? So Simon Sinek is talking a lot about leadership, right? So there are very interesting models that he developed, right? So, and Richard Branson, his strategies, right? So Melinda French Gates, right? So Bill Gates' daughter, right? So Bill Gates. So these are some interesting figures or people that I would like to read about, and I would like to see what they are posting, right? So likewise, you can add your interest. And apart from that, you always need to make sure that you have a lot of connections, right? So more than 500 connections, right? So more than 1,200 connections actually, right? So connect with people, connect with as much as possible people, and make sure that you are reaching a wider network, right? So LinkedIn is not like a very limited space where you maintain your, what do you call, it's not very personal thing, right? So when it comes to our Facebook profile or Instagram profile, I won't ask you to add anyone who you don't know. But when it comes to LinkedIn, it's okay, right? So add people that you don't know, that's fine, right? So then they will give you some opportunities, and they will send you some job opportunities, right? So it's all about networking when it comes to LinkedIn. So that is why I wanted you all to be very professional in your LinkedIn account, and also make sure that you engage, right? So look at some posts, right? So you can like them, and you can react to them, right? So then it will be very your profile will look very engaging, and it will definitely capture by particular headhunters, right? So as a fact, I would like to say, when it comes to my organization, we have like more than 80% recruitments happen through LinkedIn, right? So most of the time what we do is we headhunt. When we see nice or like good profiles or good candidates, we reach them, we talk to them, and we give them an offer, and we headhunt them, right? So that is why I wanted you all to make sure that you have a proper LinkedIn account. And that LinkedIn account is also, it's like extensive version of your CV. In your CV, you can limit it to one page, and you can add your LinkedIn profile link, right? So then the person who is interested about you can click on that link and see the extensive profile of you, right? So this is how you can brand yourself, and this is how you can grab any job opportunity that you apply, right? So make sure to update your LinkedIn profile and your CV constantly, right? So don't develop your CV today and send it to a job advertisement after 2 years, right? So make sure to keep on updating it, and then it will ensure that you get good job opportunities, and that will ensure that you get the interview call, right? So when you send your CV to a company, right? So sorry if I'm a bit fast, but I wanted to give you some idea, and share with you certain tips, and hope you will use newest technology. You will use Canva and ChatGPT and all these technological developments to develop your CV. And don't ever tell that I'm not fluent in English hereafter, because you have ChatGPT, you have Grammarly, and you have a lot of softwares that you can use to refine or rephrase or to check your grammar or to write things in a more clear and effective manner. Use the technology and develop it. Use the technology to save time, and don't copy paste from technology that is not gonna work in long run, right? So use it to make your life easier, but use it in a proper manner. Right. So those are some tips about LinkedIn and CV writing. I hope you learned something from today's discussion, and hope I gave some tips to y'all. And apart from that, I would like to help y'all. If you want to develop your CV or your LinkedIn profile, like, you can always reach me through LinkedIn, or you can drop me an email uh, with your CV or LinkedIn profile link, and I can review it and give you some comments. So that's one support that I can give you. to ensure that you have a proper CV and LinkedIn account. So yeah, that's from my end. So any questions, any clarifications, anything you want? So LinkedIn courses are free. It's like this, Putta. When it comes to LinkedIn, they give 1 month free trial version, right? So what I did was like I have added this free version and added my credit card details. And after 28 days, I have cancelled it and make sure I didn't pay any amount for LinkedIn. But that that will only can be done within a month, 1 month. So within a 1 month, if you can do a lot of courses, that would be beneficial. But apart from that, what I can do is now I have given access by our company. So company pays for my learning. So they pay for the LinkedIn account. So what I can do is if you send me some names of the courses that you like to do, I can do it and I can share it as a free course, right? So I can give you that support. If you send me a name, I can check that particular course and share it as a free course, and then anyone who is interested can do that. So who are studying computer engineering degree need LinkedIn profile? Of course they need, right? So whoever studying computer engineering degree need a LinkedIn account and show the technology related skills you have. Share the technology related post as much as possible. That will show the external community that you are interested in this particular area and you have wider knowledge about this and you are reading about it, and it will help you to get more job opportunities. Trust me. So do we need to add our O level and A level results in CV? It depends. It's optional. But if you have good results and if you want to mention them, you can mention. But what I suggest is don't mention in detail. Like for mathematics, I got A. For English, I got B. And for history, I got C. Don't mention like that. Then that consumes a lot of space. So then what you can do is you can mention them briefly, like 8 days and 1B. Likewise, you can mention. And what I did was like I have attached my O level and A levels result sheets in my LinkedIn profile, but in my CV it has been explained in 2 sentences, I guess, like in very brief manner. So that will be more efficient. So what about national level athletes? Yes, of course. Like so, I'm not telling like you might get athletic related opportunities after reviewing your LinkedIn profile, but companies like to hire athletes, right? So y'all have been engaged in sports, and it will help you to develop a lot of skills like leadership and communication and teamwork and everything. That will help a lot to work in the industry and in any company. So at your national level, athletic skills and competencies and your achievements, especially in your LinkedIn profile, and that will be very beneficial for you. And I doubt whether you get any athletic competition opportunities after reviewing your LinkedIn profile, but still, I hope if you are a good athlete, you will definitely call for a lot of competitions by chance. And what is a portfolio? Portfolio is again, it's about yourself. Like it explains about you in detail, right? So it gives an understanding about yourself. And there are different type of portfolios. Like for an example, we can say portfolio could be your CV. Sometimes portfolio could be your life story, right? So personal portfolio is defined as your life story from your birth to now, what you have done. You can explain it in detail. So that is called as self portfolio. But some people call CV also as a portfolio, or it as like in detail description about yourself. So will universities offer a free LinkedIn account, I mean, to access courses? I doubt it, because it might be a bit expensive, and they some universities might offer if they have like more than enough money to do that, but every university might not offer. But what I suggested you is like you can use free courses for 1 month, and if you need to do any course, like you can reach me and I can share it as a free course for you. So is it okay to mention all our skills in LinkedIn, or is only the important things? Uh, it's only the important things, I would say, right? So when it comes to your skills, we are humans, right? So we don't have thousands and millions of skills, right? So we might have few skills which is relevant to the particular uh, opportunities that we seek, right? So mention key skills that you have, right? So don't mention like 500 skills, then no one will read your skills. That is what happens. So some companies does not offer a service letter. I did my first internship in Waterboard as an engineering intern. I didn't receive any. Will that affect when adding that to my CV? Better if you can contact and get the service letter. If not, it's all right. You can mention that on your CV. But if someone requests certain evidence, you don't have any evidence. But if you have your appointment letter, you can show that and prove that you have been working in here. But it's better if you can reach them again and get the service letter done. So do we need to add any certificates along with the CV for the experiences we have added in the CV when sending it to a job? No, you don't need to send the certificate if it's not requested. For an example, if you apply for a lecturing opportunity or lecturing job, then they will request your educational certifications and proof for your publications and everything. Then of course you need to send them. But when you are sending your CV to a normal company, you don't need to send your certificates and everything. At the interview you can take them and present them, but you don't need to attach and send. Right, so I hope I answered all of your questions. If I have missed any, the organizing team can notify me. Anything else you want to clarify? So do we need to attach school achievement details in CV LinkedIn? If you have key achievements, if you have been president of a particular committee or secretary of a particular committee, or if you have been worked as a prefect or a senior prefect, right? So those are some key achievements that you can mention in your CV. If you have played a national level, if you have any national level achievements during your school time, you can mention them. But as I told earlier, like class monitor and any that kind of little achievements, you don't need to mention. So I can get recording of this session. It will be shared by this organizing committee, and I don't have the recording with me, but they can share it with you. Thank you, sir. And if any documents were shared in the chat earlier, by any chance, can you kindly reshare them? I missed them since I joined little late. Sure, I can do that now. Okay, I shared both PDF and PNG version for your easy reference. And also I use AI, right? So use artificial intelligence and as a support network, support tool, and develop a good CV and add some keywords, and it will help you to get interview calls, and then you can enter into the corporate world or any job opportunity that you are searching. And I wish all of y'all a very good luck in job search, and all the best for your future endeavors. And you can always reach me and send me a LinkedIn connection request if you like, and we can keep in touch. And if you need any support in any given time, I'm always glad to help you out. Thank you. Thank you, Lukman, for the feedback.
Thank you so much, sir, for your valuable ideas.
welcome.
As the participants requested, the recording will be uploaded in the official YouTube channel of the Muslim Majlis University of Pera. And as a token of appreciation for Mr. Dilith Ranara Pereira, our spokesperson's efforts in educating us about such a timely and vital topic, the Muslim Majlis is honored to present a virtual memento to Mr. Dilith Ranara Pereira over this online platform, since this is a webinar. So, Farha.
Thank you, students.
So finally, once again, thank you so much, sir, for your sacrificing your time and energy on behalf of all of us. And marking the end of the session, I would like to invite Farha to deliver the word of thanks.
Thank you, Sikra.
You're welcome, sir.
Okay. I would like to take this opportunity to express my heartfelt, deepest gratitude to Mr. Dilith Ranara Pereira, a senior executive in human resource at Fortitude Private Limited, for conducting an insightful and invaluable webinar on CV writing and LinkedIn profile optimization. And thank you very much, sir, for spending your valuable time to share your knowledge with us and making us very fortunate to be able to gain the skills to write a powerful CV and create a powerful LinkedIn profile in future. And this guidance was not only informative, but also inspiring. And your presentation provided us a clear roadmap for crafting our own CVs. And once again, thank you very much, sir. I can ensure that all of these Zoom session members are going to meet you under the LinkedIn community very soon. And I also make this opportunity to thank all the executive committee members and the subcommittee members for organizing such a wonderful session. And I also make this chance to thank each and everyone who contributed to successfully conduct this webinar. And we are immensely grateful for all of you. Once again, thank you, Mr. Dilith Pereira, sir, for this wonderful session.
Thank you, Farah, and thank you for the opportunity, team. And it was very well organized, and happy to help you. See you again. Good night.
Thank you, sir. So this is time to, I think this is the time to wind up this session. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for joining. Thank you, sir, once again.
You're welcome.